Welcome to FootballGamePlan.com, where football makes sense. I'm Emery Hunt, the czar of the playbook. Bring you our NFL Week 13 preview between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Carolina Panthers. Now let's take a look at some keys to victory for both teams, starting with the Bucs. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers can create their own opportunities in the passing game versus man coverage of the Carolina Panthers by swinging the back out of the backfield and putting him in space, allowing Bobby Rainey to make one miss and perhaps get big gains in a passing game. But also you can get Vincent Jackson one-on-one opportunities and your tight end one-on-one opportunities versus a safety. So I'm going to show you how they can get that done. Technically, this will be a tight end. And we also have the tight end on the backside. So you have a double tight end set. So that way you keep these guys in base personnel. If this is man coverage, what we're going to do is going to swing the back out in the flat and is going to put this inside backer in the bind. Swinging him out one, and you have trips essentially to the right side. So now we're going to send the tight end deep down the middle of the field on a post, skinny post. If he's beating the safety, by all means, throw this post right here, because again, the linebacker will vacate when he sees the swing. There's your hole right there. You're going to keep this tight end in and block. You're going to drop straight back. We're going to send him up down the middle of the field. We're going to also widen out this opportunity for Vincent Jackson by putting another wide receiver on the outside and widen out his release and pushing him up down the sideline. So now you have the spacing, and you also have the opportunity to get the ball deep to Vincent Jackson over the middle with your tight end. But really, you want to hit this back right here, because it's going to be hard for this inside backer to get through the trash to get to Bobby Rainey. Have him catch the football about right there. Now he can get upfield, make one miss, and you essentially have 1, 2, 3 blockers out in front. So that's one way they can attack man coverage, which they will see a lot of versus Carolina. If they can swing the back out of the backfield, I think they can have some big play opportunities on third and medium versus Carolina. The unique part about the Carolina Panthers offense is that they can still run the football on third and medium and still be successful. And I think they can have that same type of success this week versus the Bucs by utilizing a quick trap to the weak side. I'm going to show you how they can accomplish that. You see the spacing, widen those two wide receivers out, outside the hash, bottom, top of the number. So you're really spacing out this defense so you can really make it an in-the-box play. And we're attacking weak side because everyone sees the tight end. Running game, third and medium, everyone wants to tilt toward the strong side. So what we're going to do right here, we're going to have this backside tackle. His job is to block this linebacker because we're reading the defensive end off of the read option fake. So that's going to hold him at the line of scrimmage. We're going to pull the backside guard, kick out this defensive end. So that means we have to get this guy block this defensive tackle. He's going to block down on that defensive tackle. We're going to have the center work up to get the middle backer. We're going to have the play side guard block down on that defensive tackle right there. We're going to have the play side tackle work up to the second level and get the linebacker block, because again, we're pulling the backside guard and he's kicking out that defensive end. So now Cam Newton runs the read option fake, holding this guy here. Hesitating linebackers are going to get blocked because they're waiting to see what's going on. Defensive ends getting kicked out, and now we run the quick trap right there as Newton carries out his fake. So that's how they can have some success on third and medium, by running weak side. Again, spacing is the key. Running away from the strength of the formation and pulling the backside guard, essentially having the lead blocker or that power play that some people like to call it, but it's a trap because you're trapping the outside, the in-man on line of scrimmage, which is the weak side defensive end. So again, third and medium is still a great down for Carolina. I think if they run a weak side trap versus Tampa Bay and over aggressive defensive front, they can have a lot of success. Now here are some coaching points for both teams in this ball game. For Tampa Bay, you want to utilize your short passing game as a supplement to your running game. It's tough to run at Carolina, so utilizing your swings, maybe some bubble screens, some tunnel screens to loosen up that box, so then you can run downhill with Bobby Rainey. And you can't lose contain when blitzing. They had the right idea but bad execution in the first meeting. They lost contain, and that resulted in big plays on the ground with Cam Newton. And the wide receivers have to win the battles on the outside, making contested catches, being tough over the middle of the field. Doing what it takes to keep the chains moving is how the Bucs can have some success on offense. And for the Panthers, a lot of what they're going to do offensively will result in these guys playing middle ball, which is spreading the field, trying to expand that cover two, and playing the numbers game in the running game, and also attacking the middle of the field in the passing game. And Cam Newton can't get laxed in his fundamentals. Lower leg fundamentals in particular, bad technique causes his passes to sail, and that can result into interceptions this week versus Tampa Bay. And on defense, you want to keep it tight on the outside. You want Mike Glennon to consistently have to make tight window throws and force him to be consistently accurate each and every pass. Now here are some in-game adjustments you want to watch out for in this ball game. For Tampa Bay, they have to blitz from the slot. I believe the Bucs will learn from the first meeting and will blitz more from the slot in an attempt to try to flush Cam Newton to one side, preferably to his left, but they will try to keep better contained this time around. And the Bucs have to attack the edges in a running game. Remember, Charles Johnson probably won't play, so it'll be wise to run toward his side to see how well his replacement can defend the run. And an element of surprise, maybe an onside kick, flea flicker, whatever the case may be, the Bucs right now are playing with a lot of confidence, and that confidence could spill over to the coaching staff, and which could then lead to more aggressive play calling to generate big plays. And for the Panthers in this ball game, keeping Steve Smith on the inside could be key. He's valuable over the middle of the field, and it also takes Darrelle Revis off the outside. And I like the matchup of Steve Smith versus Darrelle Revis in space. And allowing that defensive line to work is something you also want to keep an eye on, because it'll be interesting to see if the Panthers decide to blitz or drop 7 in coverage every time in an attempt to try to keep Glennon to hold on to the football, because they have that much faith in their ability to get pressure without blitzing. And you also want to keep an eye on personnel and formations. This will tell you where the Panthers think they have the mismatch advantage. More running backs on the field equals they like the matchup in the running game. More 3 or 4 wide receiver sets you're going to see, that will tell you that they believe they can win on the outside versus the extra defensive backs of Tampa Bay. The X factor for the Bucs in this ball game will be their red zone offense. They're going to have to make sure they put up 7 on the board versus Carolina. Last time they met, they were able to move the football at times, but they struggled to put points on the board. They actually found themselves getting backed up. This time around, that can't happen if they want to have success. And the X factor for the Panthers will be defensive end Frank Alexander. He's going to be replacing Charles Johnson on the outside. Can he replicate half of that production, not only in getting pressure on the quarterback, but also what Charles Johnson did in the running game? I like Carolina in this ball game. Right now, you're seeing a lot of offensive balance from the Panthers. They can run very well. Their passing game is now caught up to their running game. And I think that right there gives the defense a challenge. And Tampa Bay's offense, while can move the football at times, I don't think they'll be consistent enough versus Carolina. So I like the Panthers to take care of business at home. And I also want to give a huge shout out to Panther fan forums and Buck fan forums for always showing football game plan support.